And welcome back to the United Center. The Indiana Pacers and the Bulls with the same lineups from game one. Mark Jackson, Reggie Miller at guard, Chris Mullin, Rick Smits, Dale Davis up front. For the Bulls, their same lineup of Ron Harper and Michael Jordan in the back line, Scottie Pippen and Tony Kukoc the forwards, and Luke Longley the center. The officials tonight are Hugh Hollins, Jim Clark, and Joe Forte. And the tip for game number 2 controlled by the Indiana Pacers. And Hubie, what else do the Pacers have to accomplish tonight?
Well, naturally they have to cut down to 26 turnovers, Dick, to somewhere between 13 and 15. Take care of their defensive rebounding. And Mullin and Smits must get high percentage shots, more than 4 for Mullin and 10 for Smits.
Mark Jackson got a good look. Missed, but the offensive rebound by Dale Davis. Here's Reggie Miller for a long 3, and the rebound by Luke Longley. The Chicago Bulls struggling offensively, worked on that end of it yesterday in practice. They're happy, of course, with their defense. Michael Jordan, only 1 of 9 in the first half Sunday, misses his first shot of the game. The rebound by Dale Davis.
Yeah, now this is what Mark has to do. Blow up the floor and do not allow Pippen to level him off.
Here's Chris Mullin hitting the shot. Mullin held to only 4 shot attempts and 1 basket, and 2 attempts, gets off on the right foot with a minute going by.
Dick, the reason why we say Mullin and Smits, they're 2 of your high scorers, but more important, 2 of your high percentage shooters.
And right now, let's check in with Craig Sager.
Well, not only was Dennis Rodman late arriving to the arena and we picked up another fine, but he, of course, is not starting, so he's back in the locker room now, working out on an exercise bike. He'll get the call from coach when they want him to go in. Dick?
Rick Smits committing the foul, and Harper being guarded by Jackson. The same matchups that the Pacers are using, and Longley from Pippen. And Rick Smits right in the way. Amazing that he did not score on that one. And Mark Jackson going the distance, misses. And the outlet pass to Coach. Miller is back guarding Harper. Here is Jordan wide open. And he takes the step, and they're going to call the pushing foul on Chris Mullin. No way he can match up against the quickness of Michael Jordan.
No, that was a solid foul because you're not allowing Michael to get airborne, which would have been a 2-shot attempt. This is a side foul. Take it out of bounds.
He may have quick hands, Chris Mullin, but he certainly can't keep up with Michael Jordan, who is the top scorer in the playoff at 32 a game. There was the double team on him. Goes behind to Pippen, and Pippen's first shot drops. Scottie Pippen coming out early to improve on a horrid offensive game, 1 for 9, despite his outstanding defensive play. And he's guarding Mark Jackson. And very nearly got a steal there.
Yeah, but you see, anytime that Mark continues to go down into the painted area, something good will happen, Dick, as this game progresses.
Here's Davis working against Kukoc. Kukoc with the defensive play knocks it out of bounds. It was Dale Davis, who had 8 of his 10 points against Kukoc in the first quarter of game 1.
See, Kukoc at 6'10" with the long arms can play post-up people as long as you do not muscle him. If you take fadeaway jump shots, he's got a chance at a shot clock.
And that pass was deflected, last touch by Rick Smits, so the turnover, and remember there were 26 of them committed by Larry Bird's Pacers, gives the ball back over to the Bulls.
The Bulls, all they have to do is stay within their offense. They've done a great job. 5 in the last 5 wins in the playoffs. They're holding teams to 81 points per game.
Pippen with an up and under against Mullin, and Smits gets the rebound. The score is tied 2-2. Nearly 2.5 minutes gone by in the first quarter.
See, Rick Smits has got to get the ball out quicker, Dick. They've got to get the ball up the floor so that you can get shots in transition, because that's where Mullin and Reggie Miller will open up for easier 3-point attempts. Now here you're just going to see, this is good, you know, converging on Mullin. Just don't let him get into the lane. And right there you're going to see 2 guys, bam, 2 guys foul.
And the foul was called against Scottie Pippen. Harper with a brilliant defensive job on Reggie Miller in game 1 is all over him again tonight. Miller misses Smits with the offensive rebound and is fouled. Luke Longley came over to try to swat it away, but Smits a lot more aggressive starting out in game 2.
Well, Dick, in game 1, the Indiana Pacers only had 7 offensive rebounds. When you shoot 45%, there are a ton available for you. Your front line has got to work hard and get on the glass, because when you get a second shot attempt, it's usually somewhere between 8 to 10 feet. So it's a high percentage shot, and you got a chance of getting fouled.
The personal was called against Tony Kukoc as Smits makes the first free throw. And of course, the Indiana Pacers, unlike their free throw shooting during the season, had a very bad game from the line, only 64% from the stripe.
See, this guy during the course of the year, Dick, he's an excellent shooter. He's a 78% guy. You've got to get to him because he can score 25 to 35 in any playoff game. But you got to get him the shot attempts in high percentage areas.
Here is Longley wide open. And Longley misses, and Dale Davis the rebound. Mark Jackson gets it over to the man who can score, Chris Mullin, and he goes off to the glass, and Chris Mullin gives the Pacers a 6-2 lead. Harper lost control. Pippen steps back, tries the three, and misses that one. And the Indiana Pacers starting off as they did in game number 1 with the lead against the Bulls. Mullin low loses it to Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he couldn't make up his mind whether he's going to take the shot or continue to dribble.
Ron Harper hits the shot. Ron Harper, who scored 15 points, plus doing the superb defensive job on Reggie Miller, brings the score to 6-4.
See, it was nice to see Harper give 35 minutes in game 1, mainly because he's been hampered with a deep thigh injury and a hamstring.
7 on the shot clock. Kukoc is now matched up with Jackson. And Mark Jackson shoots over Kukoc and hits. Jackson did score 12 points, despite the fact that he had his hands full being guarded by Scottie Pippen in game 1. And the Bulls turn it over once again.
Just keep an eye on Mullin. See, now Mullin in the open floor. He can stop for the three or he can take it to the hole, and he is an excellent finisher because he also has that 8 to 10 foot pull-up game.
Mullin already has scored more points in this game than he did in the entire opening game Sunday. And there is Smits with a hook shot as Kukoc tried to overplay and got burned.
Oh, you can't do that with him. You can't front him if they empty out the opposite side. They'll lob right over the top.
And a blocking foul called against Dale Davis against Scottie Pippen with 7:34 remaining in the first quarter. So the Indiana Pacers again starting out impressively, but they really didn't take advantage that much of poor Bulls shooting in the first quarter of game 1.
Right now tonight, though, Dick, they're playing at a different pace. The tempo is how they like to play, and they're getting out in the open floor. Very important.
Here is Longley going strong to the basket. Luke Longley.
Guys he has to pay attention to are Hope, Harper, Longley, and Rodman. You cannot give them the points like they got in game 1.
Longley victimized with 2 early personals, and an offensive foul is called against the Indiana Pacers.
See, Luke Longley going to give you a little ball fake, and he's going strong. Now, Luke is playing terrific. Before the injury at the end of the season where he missed 22 games, he was their 4th leading scorer, double figures, right at 12 a game. And since he's come back at playoff time, he's really getting it done. He's averaging 12 points again.
Did not play in the opening series against the New Jersey Nets. Jordan goes around Miller, but his reverse layup is a little bit too hot off the glass. And a 4-on-3 right now for the Indiana Pacers. Dale Davis can't complete, but he's fouled and will shoot a pair.
An Achilles heel in the defensive structure of the Chicago Bulls is their transition defense. So you must push it when you have an advantage and take it strong to the ring. Keep an eye on the post right here, Rick Smith. You're going to see Kukoc play him on the top. The basketball is here. Mark Jackson is going to lob over the top. Now, as Longley comes to help, keep an eye also on this guy who's going to get to the offensive board, Dale Davis. Now, that's going to be there for them time and time again. Smits will either have the shot or he'll be able to drop the ball down, or if he should shoot and miss, Dale Davis is on the offensive glass.
Rick Smits, 16-point playoff average. And he, of course, has had the problems with the foot, as everyone knows by now. Suffered nerve damage in both feet, has had surgery, and plays in pain, but they need him out there. Meanwhile, Dale Davis on the line shooting 2. Longley picking up the foul. Keep in mind, this game starting off a little different in some respects. The Pacers had only 1 free throw in the first half in game 1, and this will be their 3rd trip to the line. Dale Davis, who has struggled from the free throw line throughout his career, but in the playoffs, even worse than usual at 42%.
Dick, he's really looking for his offensive game, and he's made a heavy contribution in the last quarter of the season and in the playoffs. He's scoring good, high percentage shots, but he's looking for the shot.
Chris Mullin remains in the game. He has picked up 2 personal fouls and guarding Scottie Pippen. And a backdoor play by Pippen, and the ball is deflected by Mullin. Remember those quick hands he has, if not exceptional quick feet, as he knocks it out of bounds.
Now this is just a great move. Scottie Pippen loses Mullin, coming around. See, he follows. Nice pass by Luke Longley, but how about the surprise right there with the block? Mullin running it down.
Now Mullin off to a good start offensively with 4 points. He and Smits have 4. The 2 people you said had to come alive for the Pacers. Pippen misses from the perimeter, and Rick Smits with the rebound. 5 rebounds already for Rick Smits.
Yeah, see, but he keeps holding the ball, Dick. See, he's got to get it and get it out and get the break going. Take advantage of the transition game, which is there for him.
Nearly halfway through this opening quarter, and with a screen, Reggie Miller misses from the corner. He had a real good look that time.
Well, they set the screen up much higher that time, and as Jordan went over the top, Harper went over the top, Reggie Miller opened up in the corner.
Miller is 0 for 3 from the field. Here's Tony Kukoc, and Pippen with the offensive rebound, and it is still Chicago's ball. Michael Jordan 0 for 2 from the field, and Reggie Miller 0 for 3. So the big point makers so far with the big donut.
Now, if I'm a front court player, I'm happy tonight because they're letting contact go, and no one's picking up easy fouls.
Goaltending, Kukoc, or I should say, that was Dale Davis, and goaltending called against Luke. It's credited to Luke Longley. So Longley now has 4 points.
You know what, Dick? That ball had no chance of going in the basket.
Jordan very nearly with the steal, deflects it out of bounds.
That shot attempt that went up down there, that was a goaltending call, rightfully so, had no chance of going in. It was below the rim.
Luke Longley with his hands. You can see very active hands by the Bulls. And Rick Smits lost the ball. Loose ball, and Michael Jordan gets it away from Reggie Miller.
Look at Longley.
Pippen to Kukoc. Basket counts and a foul, but it all started at the other end with the opportunistic hands by the Chicago Bulls defenders.
Now in game 1, Chicago had the advantage of 8 points and fast break. Now this is just on selfish play. Kukoc comes down the middle. They had either Longley, who was underneath the rim already, or Kukoc could have been a recipient of this pass.
And there is Smits committing the foul on Kukoc, his second, and Antonio Davis comes into the game. Antonio Davis, a hero in a losing cause, with 12 points and 11 rebounds in game 1. Kukoc fails to convert a 3-point play. The Pacers lead is 2, and they have the ball, as Indiana has turned it over 4 times, only once by the Bulls.
Well, anytime you have 2 good defensive teams playing, you need the easy baskets. Transition game is where it comes. There's a big foul right there.
Here is Jackson working against Scottie Pippen. Feeds inside, and missing is Dale Davis, but a foul is called, and that's what the Pacers are going to have to do, pound the offensive glass against the Bulls. Longley picks up his second.
Now, they were fouled right in front of the bench. Dale Davis was fouled on that first shot underneath the rim. That was a late whistle. Now, your hope, if you're Indiana, you don't want any late whistles here tonight when you're shooting. You want that call to be called immediately.
Dale Davis with 10 points in game 1, surpassing his playoff average, hits the first free throw. So this 42% free throw shooter is 3 for 3 starting out in this game. The Pacers by 3, and a up-tempo game to start this one at 5:08 remaining in the first quarter. 1 and a 2, but Davis converts the offensive rebound and gets 3 the hard way, and Indiana is up by 5.
We said at the top, cut down your turnovers, take care of your defensive boards, and when you only have 7 offensive rebounds, you've got to improve there, and they're doing that tonight.
Michael Jordan still scoreless, 0 for 2 from the field, with 4:45 remaining in the first quarter, guarded by Reggie Miller, working his way in, and Michael Jordan with the finger roll gets his first basket.
Now that was a great move by Michael because he split 3 guys.
Traveling is the call against Mark Jackson, and that is turnover number 5 against Indiana.
The mark was going that time before he caught the ball. They're using Kukoc because Kukoc's man is taking the ball out of bounds, and they're using him as a double teamer.
Now, Craig Sager reported, Dennis Rodman reporting about an hour before the game started, 6:30 Central, 7:30 Eastern. And Rodman, who started the first 8 playoff games but came off the bench to give the Bulls spark and energy, replaces Luke Longley, who has 2 personal fouls and 4 points. And Derek McKee, who is not 100%, actually 75, with tendon problems, replaces Chris Mullin. Here is Pippen. And Pippen struggling from the field. He is only 1 of 6.
He's 1 of 6, but in 10 playoff games, he's only shooting 41%, Dick. He's right at the top of his game at the offensive end.
Antonio Davis and Mark Jackson. Jackson looking to repost down to Antonio Davis, who gets tripped. And the foul against the Bulls, and they are in the penalty, and the Indiana Pacers will be shooting 2 shots.
Well, both teams are in the penalty on the next foul at either end. Now you can see it right here. He's looking to score. You can see he slipped that time, and unfortunately for Rodman, you know, they gave him the call.
Dennis Rodman with the personal foul. Larry Bird paying the utmost compliment to Rodman, who had 11 points and 10 rebounds. He said hard to get a rebound when he's in the game, and that's been the case throughout the playoffs when Dennis is in there.
Well, Antonio Davis has been a major contributor for the Indiana Pacers all year. Their best defender, and then also in the playoffs. He's right up there in the scoring, and in game 1 he had 12 points and 8 rebounds. So he's a guy to contend with there.
And the Pacers doing well from the line. Kukoc feeding Rodman, and McKee the rebound, and here come the Pacers pushing it up again, trying to get the easy scoring opportunity, and they do there. Antonio Davis left uncovered, and he starts out with 4 points, and the Pacers have their biggest lead of 7.
The Bulls are yelling at one another right now, and they should, because no one is getting back. And they can talk all they want. It's a 5-man defense, and the top guys of the triangle are not getting back in transition defense.
Kukoc hits a 3, and that comes at a welcome time for the struggling Bulls, who now trail by only 4. And of course, you always wonder with a veteran team how much it takes out of them when they play the kind of defensive game they played just 2 days ago. Here's Mark Jackson going around a screen by Antonio Davis, and the rebound, Kukoc. Barely 3 minutes remaining in the first quarter. Kukoc left open. He misses a 3 this time.
In the early going, Reggie Miller has been a non-factor, mainly because they cannot shake him open, and he has not been available in transition.
Mark Jackson with a familiar run. And a near steal by Dale Davis. A swooping play by Mark Jackson. A familiar shot by him.
Yeah, now Mark Jackson in game 1, you're going to see, once Pippen gambles, Mark Jackson did not take it to the hole in game 1. What he did was he would level out and stay within the offense and allow Pippen to recover. Tonight, he's attacking.
The Pacers lead the Bulls 21-15 in the house tonight. Bill Russell, another 5-time MVP, showing his respect to Michael Jordan. And Bill, in your opinion, what makes Michael so good?
Well, first of all, he's extraordinarily talented. And he goes out and plays like he's Michael Jordan every night. That'll make you good.
Consistently good. Nobody knows more about defending NBA titles than you do. Should the Bulls be back together next year, and will Michael play?
I hope Michael plays. As whether the Bulls should be back together, I don't know. But I hope he plays, but that's very selfish of me. Because that's a decision he has to make on how he feels about himself and how he feels about playing. Obviously, he loves to play.
All right, thank you very much. Let's go back to Dick and Ubi.
All right, thank you very much. One of the legends of the game, Bill Russell. Bill Wennington has come into the game for the Bulls, and Jalen Rose, who's guarding Scottie Pippen now for the Pacers. Harper trying to beat Jackson off the dribble does. Ron Harper had no effects, it seems, by that hamstring the way he's running tonight.
No, Harper and Longley look real good early, and so does Kukoc. Kukoc is doing a nice job in rebounding and taking up space in that lane.
Kukoc on the bench right now has been bothered by a back injury, and there is Antonio Davis going in. The basket counts, and a foul, and we are seeing a lot more aggressive play by Indiana off the start tonight.
See, tonight they're getting down in the paint, Dick, and the Bulls are not a good rotating team. team on the baseline. You can find people if you're unselfish and make the extra pass. Now, in the early going, we're getting the extra pass, and they're getting high percentage layups. And then the most important thing, they're getting to the foul line.
Antonio Davis, 7 points in 3 minutes. And the shooting very similar for Indiana, but Chicago up to 40%. And kind of a similar start, although the Pacers have to like their all-round game a lot better in the first quarter of this one. Jordan inside, guarded by McKee, and is fouled with just under 2 minutes remaining in the first half. In the first quarter, I should say.
Now, Derek catches him on the way up here. Now, keep an eye on this. McKee rotates over. He catches him right there. See, he caught him on the arm as Michael got up into the air.
Bulls on the free throw line for only the second time in the game as Jordan hits the first free throw. He was 9 of 10 from the line, and there you see Tony Kukoc applying ice as he obviously got hit on the left side of the face. Jordan now with 4 points, and the Pacers lead by 5. Remember, Indiana led 22-16 after the first quarter of game 1, stretched it to 9 points early in the second quarter. Here is Antonio Davis, really traveled. Jalen Rose going to the basket. Impressive move by Rose, who was rejuvenated this year under Larry Bird, who's given him a lot more confidence than he's had in the past.
See, Rose and McKee can put the ball on the floor and break you down off the dribble.
Jordan guarded by Miller, going baseline and goes over his head and effectively draws the foul, and he'll go to the line for 2 more.
As the shot clock is going down in this first quarter, you're going to see here Jalen Rose takes it right to the hole. See, Rose, McKee, Jackson, and Best all are fairly clever off the dribble. The main thing is you want to catch the Bulls in a lackadaisical rotation, and that's what's happening early.
Michael Jordan misses the first free throw. He scored 15 of the Bulls' last 19 points on Sunday. He has scored 30 points or more in 7 of the 9 playoff games thus far. He said he was passive to start, trying to get everyone involved. And he's better off when he just says, I'm going to get points from the start of the game.
I buy that. There's no doubt about it. This is time where, you know, Michael Jordan, Scottie Pippen, and Rodman are all averaging 41 minutes a game.
Pippen with the long reach gets it away from Jackson and scores. So the turnover, and there again is Scottie Pippen getting the edge on Mark Jackson. Under a minute remaining in the first quarter, the Pacers by 4. Rose guarded by Jordan. Pippen over to help with 8 on the shot clock. Slapped away by Jordan. And another steal. Michael had 5 in game 1. And Ron Harper the basket. And the Chicago Bulls putting on another defensive clinic the last 2 minutes. Half a minute remaining. And the Pacer lead is now down to 2. They were up by 7.
Yeah, well, right now, Dick, you have 7 turnovers, and unfortunately, it's costing him at the other end of the floor.
Mark Jackson gets a basket, and it's 28-24. Jackson with 6 first-quarter points as the Bulls play for the final shot.
It doesn't sound easy. Well, all you got to do is cut down your turnovers from 26 to 13 or 15, except the guys who are guarding you are pretty quick defensively with their hands.
Hit 21 steals all told Sunday. Jordan with a fake on Miller and banks it in. He used Miller as a shield, and Michael Jordan now with 7.
You have a chance here now, 1.8. You got to be careful long.
McKee, and it's intercepted by Harper. And a foul, let's see, do they call it with 0.2 of a second to go?
Now they're calling it off the leg of Harper. Harper's in shock because he thought that they were fouled.
I thought he was.
Yeah, now Hugh Hollins is coming down here right now. They're allowing the referees to shift into their positions. Now, you cannot make a catch and dribble here. This has got to be a tap. There's your lob.
McKee, and that'll do it. That is the end of the first quarter. Michael Jordan, slow start as usual, but he leads with 7. Indiana shooting 59%, doing a fine job at both ends, but you look up at the board, and their lead is only 2.
Now keep an eye on this steal right here by Scottie Pippen. It's 1 of 8 turnovers for Indiana in that first half, which has cost them 8 points in transition. Now now we're going to give you one of Michael. Keep an eye on his eyes. He's going to check the clock. You're going to see a great watch. There's the clock. Now he's going to give you a crossover. He's going to come back with a reverse. Now watch the ball fake and the bump. See, the bump is what opens him up as he plays the glass. Now at the end of one, Indiana shooting 59%. They're 8 for 9 on the line, and they're winning the rebounding 14-4. The turnovers, a major minus.
As it was in game number 1, as we start the second quarter, Scottie Pippen, along with Randy Brown now in the game, Dennis Rodman, Tony Kukoc, and Ron Harper. Tipped in by Dennis Rodman for his first points of the game, and the Bulls have drawn even at 28. Travis Best is now the point guard with Antonio Davis, Derek McKee, Reggie Miller also in there as Jalen Rose remains in the game for the Pacers.
That was Chicago's first offensive rebound.
Miller defended inside, and it was Harper and Rodman both underneath. Pippen working against Jalen Rose. Randy Brown gets the assignment against Travis Best because of his quickness. Best is very speedy himself, and the two guarding each other at both ends. And the personal foul against Rose, his first personal.
Now keep an eye on this. Pippen forces up a three-point shot attempt here, and Rodman goes right up inside. Even though he was pushed, had the presence to tap that ball in. Now right down here, you don't need to foul Pippen. Pippen's got to show you that he can hit on the outside because he's struggling in game 1 and 2 from the perimeter.
Here is Pippen guarded by Rose. Knocked away, plenty of time on the shot clock. Michael Jordan starting the second quarter on the bench, and a foul is called against Rose as he was going after the ball and fouled Randy Brown. So 2 quick fouls by Jalen Rose.
Well, you're not going to worry about that because they're playing that small forward position by committee. And another thing is Rose has picked up 2 hustle fouls.
Mark Pope also in the game. He saw action early on off the bench. He's guarding Tony Kukoc, trying to buy time, and a bad pass by Rodman off the shoe of Pippen. And here is Antonio Davis, blocked by Ron Harper. Ron Harper giving up several inches to Antonio Davis, blocked. And Randy Brown behind the back. Pippen is fouled, and the crowd loves the action early here in the second quarter.
Now in Randy Brown, you get better defense than Steve Kerr. You get a quicker guy off the dribble, especially taking the ball down the floor, and he can make the passes in the paint. But with Kerr, you're getting the high percentage shot and then the high percentage three-point shot.
Travis Best committing the foul. Pippen makes the first. Join us on Friday for TNT's NBA playoff swan song as we go to the City of Angels to bring you Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals. Shaq and the Lakers trailing 2-0 face off with the Mailman and the Utah Jazz. Coverage begins at 9:30 with the pregame show from the Great Western Forum. Scott Burrell into the game for the Bulls as Pippen makes the free throws, and the Bulls lead at 30-28 for their first lead of the game. Pacers right now playing with 5 reserves, not one member of the starting group in there right now, and a foul called against Tony Kukoc.
Now Kukoc was playing Derek McKee down on the post. They set a screen, and Kukoc just crushed McKee as they ran a curl move. Big thing right now for Chicago. Once again, they're scoring in transition, getting the pluses in the fast break department, Dick, and that's where you always like it when you're struggling at the offensive end of your sets.
They're going with 5 reserves against the Bulls right now and trailing by 2. And here is McKee with a reverse layup and a great pass. A bullet thrown by Jalen Rose underneath.
That was a terrific catch along with him.
Let's credit the catch, too.
It was a good catch, and then not only that, he salvaged and made a high percentage shot.
While we're handing out bouquets.
Yeah, that's right.
Tied at 30, and offensive foul called.
Touch Rodman. Yeah, to catch Rodman on the moving screen, Dick.
That's 2 on Dennis.
Now just keep an eye to the right of your screen. It's going to be a bullet by Rose. And then right in here, over the top, Pippen gambles. Now not only does McKee make the catch, but he salvages into a nice high percentage backspin layup.
Bushler makes his first entry into the game. And most of the players on the floor are reserves with the exception of Scottie Pippen. Really, everyone else coming off the bench in this game. 2.5 minutes have gone by here in the second quarter. We're tied at 30. Travis Best with a good screen from Antonio Davis. And a loose ball picked up by Rose. And Rose with a great pass to McKee. And that combination works again. And they're going to wave off the basket. The foul before the shot, apparently. I'll tell you, Rose and McKee working things effectively inside.
Well, once again, Chicago loses the defensive rebound. Indiana takes it right out of the hand of the man with the ball, and then they make it out. This is just a great pass. The fact that McKee bobbles this one, you just say, hey, you can't do that. We need layups. That was a perfect pass. You try to catch it with one hand.
And what's a big development here is Dennis Rodman with 3 fouls goes to the bench. And a huge loss. The top rebounder in the playoffs is going to the bench with 3 personals. Best misses the shot. Replaced, by the way, by Dickie Simpkins. So Scottie Pippen, once again, the lone starter for either team on the floor right now. And the score is still tied at 30. Pippen looking for Bushler, who is posting up against Mark Pope. McKee doing a good job against Pippen. Simpkins going to the basket, and a hold called against Jalen Rose, and he's close to a technical foul. Jalen Rose picking up his 3rd personal foul, so a key operative from Larry Bird's bench is in foul trouble.
Now Jalen Rose is upset with this call, but right there you can see he got hit right in the neck, and as he reached in, he definitely grabbed on the wrist. Now they're going to bring Mullen in right now. Now Jalen Rose is upset, not because of his foul, but he got whiplash right across the neck on that drive.
Michael Jordan is going to come back into the game. Jordan scoring 7 points in the first quarter, and as you mentioned, Mullen replacing Rose for the Indiana Pacers. Scottie Pippen getting a breather for the Bulls. Pippen tonight has scored 6 points. Scott Burrell missing, and McKee getting the rebound. So Mullen and Jordan for the respective teams, the only starters in there right now.
Well, right now, the last 2 minutes at both ends at the offense, it's been very herky-jerky. Nothing is smooth.
And Burrell on the steal inside. We have been stuck on 30-30 for nearly 2 minutes. As the Bulls moments before took their first lead of the game, 30-28. Derek McKee can't stop his forward motion and fouls Jordan from behind.
Now this is just a nice quick move by Michael. And you can see that the defender Derek McKee honestly thought that he was going to come off the screen. Michael fooled him with the crossover and the explosion.
Pacers over the limit with 8 minutes and 17 seconds remaining in the second quarter. So very early did they give the Bulls the bonus. Michael Jordan with the free throw.
Everyone's talking about Michael Jordan being 35 years of age and winning an MVP. The fact that he has won 4 scoring titles in his 30s. There's only one other player in the history of the NBA to win a scoring title over 30 years of age, and that was Jerry West, 31 years. That is incredible.
Yes.
And he just does that automatically every year.
Yeah, Jordan doesn't look old, does he? He is all over Derek McKee, and McKee's pull-away shot, Jordan the rebound. Good defensive job by Michael Jordan. Randy Brown picked up by Best, pulls up. And Mark Pope, who played at Kentucky, and the rookie on this Indiana team getting the rebound. And a technical foul has been called. Antonio Davis and Randy Brown joining each other.
Now, it's Antonio Davis and Randy Brown. You're absolutely right, Dick. And what happened was he's in transition. They collided when the ball was still in the backcourt. Randy was running down the floor, and they collided. And Randy Brown did not appreciate the collision. But Antonio Davis is not going to back off. Mainly you're on the road and you're going to stand up in here.
And Randy Brown is 6'2", and Antonio Davis is 6'9". Mullen with the free throw on the technical.
Yeah, we'd like to show it to you right here. Now keep an eye up on the left-hand side as we go up the floor. You're going to see Randy Brown. There it is right there. He just popped him. Antonio Davis popped him, and Randy Brown went right back and stepped over him. So the first was a pop by Antonio Davis. Randy Brown stepped on him as he went over the top.
Luke Longley has come back in for the Bulls and Rick Smits for the Pacers. So the two respective centers are back in the game. Derek McKee nails a three from the corner. McKee, who has been struggling, had only 4 points in 16 minutes and battling the injury problems with the strained right quadriceps tendon, gives the Pacers a 34-32 lead. Michael Jordan gets another chance as Burrell got the offensive rebound. Jordan missing from three-point range.
We're seeing some bad flanks from the three-point range, all right, at the Chicago end. Nice look.
And a great play by McKee as he got a hand in on that pass inside. McKee, surprisingly, even to Larry Bird, playing an active game. Reggie Miller back in there for the Pacers, and Chris Mullin will go out. Well, the Chicago Bulls, who did not hit a three-point basket in game one, they were 0 for 6, not doing much better tonight. 1 for 6.
We'd like to show you the confrontation. The basketball is right here. The two guys involved are right here, Antonio Davis and Randy Brown. Now watch Antonio Davis knock Randy Brown right there, and then Antonio Davis falls to the floor. Now as Randy Brown is running, watch, he looks like he steps on him right there, and you can see right here he misses him. But what they did is they hit him with a technical foul for saying that he did try to either kick him or step on him.
10 on the shot clock as Reggie Miller guarding Michael Jordan. Jordan spinning away, and Jordan missing the shot. The rebound coming down in the hands of Travis Best. Best, McKee, Smits, Antonio Davis, and Reggie Miller. Reggie Miller, 0 for 4 from the field, has yet to score, coming off his playoff low of the season of 16 points Sunday.
He's not getting good looks at the basket, Dick, and what they have to do is get Miller and Smits back in the game here.
McKee shoots as the Pacers had a rush to get it off before the clock expires. So the Pacers can say they're leading by 2 without their top scorer getting any points. Kukoc goes out to Pippen. And McKee's defense has been a highlight for Indiana in this first half.
Well, you know, he's made the all-defensive team on 2 occasions.
Here's Longley going in against Smits. Trying to reverse layup, but didn't work. And Travis Best coming out of the pack. Halfway through the second quarter, Indiana leading by 2 after having a 2-point lead after 1. And here is McKee, and he hits over Longley from the baseline.
Now, that was a great defensive play by Pippen on the initial pass to Smits. He overplayed and deflected that ball, but unfortunately, boom, McKee right in your face.
Pippen, and they're going to call McKee with a foul. McKee and Antonio Davis each with 7 points off the bench, and no surprise because Indiana normally gets good production from their reserves, but Derek McKee has picked up his 3rd personal foul. He and Jalen Rose have 3 fouls, and Chris Mullin getting set to re-enter the game. Scottie Pippen now with 7 points. Mullin will replace McKee, who goes out with 3 personals, but 7 points and an all-round fine defensive job.
Yeah, he's long. He's 6'10". He has excellent anticipation, quick feet. He can make things happen. Plus, he put the ball in the basket. But in his 6 years at Seattle and in his first 3 years in Indiana, we're talking about a guy who got you 14 to 16 every night.
Right. Pippen and Kukoc still struggling from the field. Travis Best, and is tipped up by Dale Davis. Dale Davis on the tip-in as Travis Best penetrated to the basket, and a 4-point Indiana lead with 5:20 to go in the first half. Steve Kerr into the game, not expected to play a lot of minutes because of the matchup situation, but Kerr is in there now. Kukoc to Kerr. He's got a screen by Tony. Tipped out to Miller. 3-on-2 now for Indiana. Miller pulling up, and Reggie Miller with a 3-point basket gets his first points of the game with under 5 minutes to go in the half.
I like this. See, right now, Indiana is right back to that tempo that they had in the first quarter. Get the rebound, kick it out, and push hard.
And Tony Kukoc misses the lay-in. And following it up is Michael Jordan, and the foul called And it may be against Michael Jordan on the follow-up, and it is his first foul. Well, the Pacers right now have matched their biggest lead of the game with 4:40 remaining in the first half.
In this last 4 minutes and 40 seconds, the Bulls better pay attention and get back in their transition. When they shoot, they cannot send 4 guys to the offensive board. They're paying a heavy price in this first half.
11-2 run by the Pacers. Mullen. And a foul is called. Tony Kukoc guarding Chris Mullen, and that'll be 3 on Kukoc. So we have several players in first half foul trouble with 3 fouls. Chris Mullen, one of the better free throw shooters in the NBA, clicks on the first. Well, Sunday, May 31st, we've got a TNT original unlike any you've ever seen. Thicker Than Blood. It's a movie that deals with tough issues. A teacher fights for his students and wonders if they will live to see 18. Mickey Rourke stars in Thicker Than Blood. It premieres Sunday, May 31st at 8 o'clock, only on TNT, the best movie studio on television. Mullen makes both free throws, and the lead is 43-34, largest of the game of 9.
Now, Chris Mullen during the year, the #1 free throw shooter in the league at 94%.
Bulls have not gotten a basket in over 7 minutes. Incredible drought for them, which has ended as Scottie Pippen's hook shot puts him in double figures with 10.
Now, big thing, Indiana, take care of the basketball. Do not allow them to trap you at half court and turn it over. You got to make them pay a price.
Here's Smits. Miller fighting underneath, but it comes out to Ron Harper. Knocked away by Best.
They got away with a foul right there. That could have been a takedown.
Jordan posting up now against Chris Mullen. And Jordan with the line drive jumper has 11 points. He and Pippen 21 of the Bulls' 38 points and a 5-point Indiana lead. Dale Davis and Smits gets the easy lay-in. Good interior passing that time.
Now, the last 2 times on the floor, they're keeping 2 guys at half court for Chicago, and they're trapping. Well, anytime they pass over the top and you take it to the rim, you have a 4-on-3 situation, and you've got to go strong to the rim.
Well, everyone knows that the Indiana Pacers have to get points if they're going to contend, and they have an impressive 45 points so far in this first half. Scottie Pippen fouled by Dale Davis, his second.
Now, on the trap in the backcourt, what they did is they threw the ball up ahead. This is a beautiful pass-off, and then Rick Smits has got to send it down. And you can see that could have been a 3-point play because Luke Longley definitely fouled him on his arm.
Smith sits down, replaced by Antonio Davis, and Mark Jackson replaces Travis Best. Pippen hits the free throw. Coming up, the Nike halftime report. Ernie Johnson and Kenny Smith right here at the United Center with a conversation with NBA Commissioner David Stern. That's coming up at the half, and we have 3:02 remaining. Pippen can make 1 out of 2. And Indiana with the ball and the lead, 45-39, and they protected the ball much better here in the second quarter. After 8 turnovers, only 1 here in the second. Miller gets Harper in the air, and Reggie Miller cannot connect. Pippen with the long pass. Harper pulls up, and he can't connect. And Indiana coming up down court. Steve Kerr defending against Mark Jackson.
They're going to take him over on the wing over here and either play 2-man or screen and roll or back him down.
Here's Mullen for 3. Long rebound. Kerr has it. Harper, and a good play by Antonio Davis, breaking up the easy layup as he knocks the ball out of bounds. So we have 2 minutes, 14 seconds remaining in a very heated first half.
We'd like to show you what's happening here. Here's the basketball. We have 2 defenders, Scottie Pippen and Steve Kerr. Scottie Pippen's man is over here. He's releasing. They're making the pass, and then just watch what happens. This is what you've got to make them pay the price. Because right now, Dale Davis takes it in the Smits, take it up strong.
Kerr getting it into Pippen. And Scottie Pippen misses the shot. You can look at this game two ways. The Bulls shooting 40%, being out-rebounded by 10, yet down by 6. Reggie Miller has only 3 points, and the Pacers are up by 6. It's in the eye of the beholder. Here is Chris Mullin, and he's called for the offensive foul. And that'll be 3 on Mullin.
Well, Chris Mullin is saying he was inside of the box, and it should not have been called. Now, this is Chris Mullin. Now, just watch as we get down in here. Now, I'll tell you what, from that angle, it looked like he was outside the box, and it was there. Chris had the shot, the medium shot. The old story, if he takes the three, he's one of the best three-point shooters. If he puts it on the floor, he can finish. But the medium game, and you know he has that game.
10 turnovers, but only 2 here in the second quarter, and the Pacers lead by 6. 1:39 remaining here in the first half. Jordan working in low against Miller with a turnaround. Nice play by Michael Jordan. 13 points. He and Pippen have 24 between them, but the Indiana Pacers, with a lot of balance, 4 players have 7 points. And a ball nearly lost out of bounds. Mullin hits a 3, and Chris Mullin, who had hit a 3-point basket in every playoff game until Sunday's game 1, gets back on track with that one.
Well, what I like what's happening is Scottie Pippen continues to lead either Antonio Davis or Dale Davis. And when that happens, something good has been happening for Indiana.
Here's Jordan. How many times have you seen him fall away and bank it in? He's got 15 now on 5 for 9 shooting. And the Pacers lead is 5 with under 1 minute remaining here in the first half. Indiana leading by 2 after 1. Up by 5 with the ball. 10 on the shot clock.
Now this, you know, they have to double team and get him out of that.
Antonio Davis, a double-double in game 1, his first of the playoffs, now has 9 points off the bench.
When you double team in that situation, you've got to rotate quick.
Pippen misses a 3, and now the Pacers using the clock. They have 20 on the shot clock, under a half a minute remaining, and up by 7 points.
Now you're going to see Marcus going to back him down again. Look for the double team. Oh, illegal defense. Yeah, legal defense.
Against the Bulls, and that is the first call. The next will result in a technical free throw. And a technical foul in the last 24 seconds. It becomes a technical that is a shooting situation. Coming up, the Nike halftime report. Commissioner David Stern will be interviewed by Ernie Johnson and Kenny Smith. Mullin making good on the technical. And the Pacers will have another chance with 21.2 on the clock, leading by 8. So they can establish their biggest lead of the game if they get a basket before this half is over. And Chicago does not. Kerr guarding Jackson on the perimeter.
Well, you can see that time Scottie Pippen bluffed the trap. Now they're going to clear out for Mark. Let him back down. Let's see if the double team comes. There goes Pippen.
Here's the double team. They get it inside, and Antonio Davis quickly double teamed himself, and a foul with 3.1 on the clock.
Now you and I both know we could give him that shot 100 times and never make that shot.
Never.
And the Bulls bail him out by fouling him on that play.
Meanwhile, Longley picks up his 3rd, so the Bulls players with 3 personal fouls are Kukoc, Longley, and Rodman. That's their big people, their rebounders, and Chris Mullin, Derek McKee, and Jalen Rose have 3 fouls for the Pacers.
Well, the first half could not have gone any better for Indiana. Now you got to go give and take because you're on Chicago's own court. But for the better, they're breaking the trap at half court. They're getting easy layups. They're scoring in transition. The Pippen on Mark Jackson early was somewhat negated. Yeah, they had a little success with a couple of turnovers, but basically Mark defeated it, got it down, and made things happen in transition.
Here's Michael Jordan. His time up, and he hits it. Michael Jordan with the basket from the corner. He had his foot on the line, and time runs out, and that'll give the fans something to chew on during intermission. Jordan with 17 points. Hits the basket from the corner, and here's how it went, Hubie.
Now just keep an eye over in that right-hand side. Now he saves this a little bobble, but takes it right on up and in.
10 points in the second quarter for Michael Jordan, 17 in the half.
Well, the one thing you do not want to do is foul him in that kind of a situation. Reggie was right up, applied good pressure, but Michael is on a roll in this quarter.
And at the end of the first half here at the United Center of Game 2, the Pacers lead the Bulls by a score of 52-45.
Rebounding disadvantage. Said, what do you do? He said, they need to let my leading rebounder play. Right now, they're calling non-existing fouls on him. Dennis is in the locker room right now, literally running and riding an exercise bike, trying to get warmed up. Dick?
All right, thank you very much. Tony Kukoc with Ron Harper, Scottie Pippen, Michael Jordan, and Luke Longley. We'll watch the foul situation as the big people for the Bulls have 3. Here is Jordan trying to get a basket off against the crowd and loops it high. That's 19 for Michael Jordan. And the Pacers lead is 5. And you remember when the Bulls have struggled in the first quarter or first halves at home, they have put on the defensive jets in the second half and have won games. This is a team that knows how to win. Let's see how the Pacers answer it.
Michael is now 7 for 11 from the floor.
Here is Reggie Miller, and that's deflected by Kukoc as time runs out and the 24-second clock expires and the Bulls take over.
Now this refereeing crew is definitely allowing a lot of body contact. You have to adjust your game. That's one thing. The coaching staff as well as the players. And right now we're seeing a nice flow. This all favors Indiana, by the way, all this banging around.
Luke Longley hits the jumper. And it's a 52-49 game. Reggie Miller 1 for 6 and only 3 points in the first half as the Bulls put on some full court pressure.
There you go.
Broken up on the pass to Jackson. Looking at Longley. Finds Dale Davis. Foul basket counts. And the Pacers looking to get 3 back.
Now, anytime that they pitch ahead to Mark Jackson, he's got to continue and get the ball up below the foul line. He will make a good decision. Keep an eye to the right of your screen. This is just a heads-up play. Dale Davis coming right down the middle and going strong to the rim.
Foul is on Ron Harper, his first personal. Dale Davis, 3 of 4 from the line, struggling at under 50% in the playoffs, misses the chance for the 3-point conversion. So a Pacer lead of 54-49 in the opening minute and a half of the third quarter. Kukoc guarded closely by Dale Davis. 9 on the shot clock. Pippen trying to post up, and Mullen giving him all he could handle. Good defense that time by Chris Mullen.
Pippen really struggling. He's 3 for 12 from the field.
And Mullen missing from the corner, and here come the Bulls.
That's still a high percentage shot for Chris Mullen. He's having a nice game. He had 11 points in the first half.
But hurt Chicago in the first half, going 7.5 minutes without a basket, put him in a hole, but they're definitely within range now. Longley is fouled by Dale Davis, and he picks up his 3rd.
See, outside of Michael Jordan, Dick, very few guys are getting a lot of shot attempts here. Now, Pippen he's 3 for 12. Michael is right on the money at 7 for 11. Now, right now, Kukoc is not in a flow from an offensive standpoint, but he made that happen. That was really a very talented move.
Kukoc, not Longley, makes the first free throw, and it's 54-50. So with all of the good things that the Indiana Pacers have done off the glass, their lead is 4 as Kukoc makes 1 out of 2.
Well, we saw that when they played Charlotte. We saw that when they played New Jersey. You think that they're playing so poorly, and you keep looking at the clock, and they're never really out of contention.
Pippen all over Mark Jackson. Reggie Miller guarded by Harper, doing another good job. Here's Jackson with the shot, and Mark Jackson now with 8 points in the game and a 6-point Indiana lead.
Dick, he's having a great game. He's 4 for 6 from the field. He's taking care of everything. He's registering the assist, and he's moving the ball.
That's the big story. He's distributing the ball a lot better, you're right, than he did in game 1. Pippen hits a 3. Scottie Pippen, who has been struggling, as you point out, now has 14 points.
Great steal
by Jordan, going in against Jackson. No foul, but the ball rammed off the rim, and the Bulls retain possession.
Nice pass.
There's the triangle offense. Harper knew where the miss was going to be, and Kukoc goes for 3 and misses. Harper fighting for the loose ball, but Mark Jackson gets it out to Miller. And here is Reggie Miller changing hands. Scottie Pippen's presence made Reggie Miller change the shot.
Yes, yeah, and also Scottie got away with a little bump on the hip.
Jordan misses. What a furious segment of action in the game. And finally, On the tip-in, the Bulls get the basket. Tony Kukoc, and the Pacer lead down to 1.
Pacers got to be a little careful here. Now just stay within what you're doing.
Here is Mullen left open on the pass back from Jackson. He doesn't hit, but the offensive rebound by Dale Davis. Furious action here in the third quarter as Smits is stripped and then fouled before the shot. And the foul is on Luke Longley, and that's 4 on the starting center for the Bulls.
At both ends of the floor, we're seeing a ton of contact, and no fouls are being called. Now, Jordan right there, he feels that he was definitely hit, and he was. He was hit right across the waist by a body.
And Reggie Miller with the basket. So Reggie Miller giving the Pacers a 3-point lead. He has 5 in the game. It's been a slow night for Reggie Miller, but his team is up by 3 in the second half. Kukoc, or Longley, with a pass to Scottie Pippen. And again, it's a 1-point game.
Now, what they're doing, Longley's doing a nice job passing the basketball. Reggie Miller has got to get in the flow. He's 2 for 8 from the floor right now.
Jackson trying to set it up, working against Pippen. Goes in aggressively, a little bit too aggressively, and loses the ball to Kukoc. A 4-on-2 break, and the shot by Ron Harper off the rim, but he's fouled and will shoot 2.
Now, the Indiana bench is up. They think that Mark Jackson possibly got fouled at the other end. I had a good look at that. I just thought that he lost his balance. You're going to see Mark, see, as he steps into Pippen right there, you could have called an offensive foul. He threw that one up for grabs. And at this end of the floor, this is just, you got to go. You got to get the foul. You got to go for the block. Go for the hands. Get the hands. Go for the block. If you don't get the block, you get the foul.
4 fouls, though, on Chris Mullen, who has scored 11 points. Harper on the free throw miss. Derek McKee. There's Longley on the bench. He has picked up 4. Mullen goes to the bench with 4 right now, replaced by Derek McKee.
Now, Chris Mullen had an excellent first half with the 11 points and a high percentage shooting and 4 for 4 on the line. He had 2 great looks at 2 threes here, Dick. And unfortunately for Indiana, they did not knock him down.
Wennington in for Longley. Harper 1 out of 2. And the game is tied at 58. 4.5 minutes have gone by here in the third quarter. Rick Smits with Wennington doing a good job of getting his arms up against the 7'4" Dutchman.
Now, he sure did. He put a lot of pressure on him.
Pippen misses a 3, short on the front rim, and good hustle by Harper to give the Bulls another opportunity. Dale Davis on Kukoc, going strong to the basket, and a good first step by Kukoc will send him to the line. And Dale Davis now has 4 fouls, so the starting forwards for the Pacers, Mullen and Dale Davis, each with 4. And you're going to see Antonio Davis check into the game momentarily. Kukoc good on the first. Be sure to join TBS Superstation July 19th to August 2nd for the 4th annual Goodwill Games in New York City, where the world's athletes do indeed prove it.
Tony Kukoc, an excellent foul shooter, you know, throughout his career, always around 76-78%. For whatever reason, Dick has been struggling in the playoff games. This is the game 10. He's only shooting 55% from the line.
Kukoc gives the Bulls their first lead since a minute and a half into the second quarter when they were up 30-28. 2-point lead for the Bulls.
They look like they're in the trap.
And Smits knocks it away, and it's going to be Indiana's ball as Pippen arguing with Hugh Hollins.
Yeah, he's
changing.
That's right. They were in there 1-2, 1-1, full court trap after a foul shot. Now that's the first time that they have shown it tonight. Now this is just a bad pass. You have to shorten the passing lanes. That's what we said at the top. Shorten the passing lane and be able to reverse the ball.
By 2, Dennis Rodman, who's been riding the exercise bike and has yet to play in the second quarter, coming out and coming into the game. shortly. He's not in there right now for the Bulls. Let's get a report from Craig Sager.
During the first part of that third quarter, Dennis Rodman not only was riding a bike in the locker room, but he was doing a rebound tapping drill. He came out and he said he's ready to go in, but coach says, I don't want you to get that fourth foul early. Be careful.
All right, thank you very much, Craig. And Kukoc gets a good look at the basket and hits. Tony Kukoc now with 12. Jordan leads with 19, Pippen has 16, and Kukoc 12. And the Bulls lead by 4. And that's their biggest lead of the game. Kukoc with 7 points here in the third quarter to spark play.
That also, Dick, in the first half, Chicago had 2 offensive rebounds. In this quarter, 5, along with the resurgence of Kukoc within the offensive frame.
And once again, the third quarter, the charm for the Bulls, who come out of intermission. Of all the great teams used to, the Boston Celtics did as well during their reign. They would start to put teams away in the third. Reggie Miller trying to draw the foul, and does. That was the purpose of getting that shot up. He had Harper all over him, and Ron picks up his second.
Now they're going to give him 3 on that.
Reggie Miller only 2 of 9 shooting, and this is the first trip to the line where he will have 3 free throws.
The main thing with Reggie's game throughout the playoffs, he always elevates it up to 8 or 9 foul shots attempt, and tonight he's not been able to get done.
This is a 2-shot situation, not a 3. Dennis Rodman back in the game. Ron Harper will sit down. So Wennington and Rodman in there, along with Pippen, Kukoc, and Jordan. A big team in there for the Chicago Bulls, as Miller makes both free throws and Chicago up by a pair. Jordan with 19 is the high scorer in the game. Pippen finding Kukoc. The key late to pick him up, but Tony misses the 3, and the rebound in the hands of Mark Jackson. Pippen staying with him. Knocks the ball away, and they're going to call the reach-in foul against Scotty, his second foul.
The big thing Mark has been doing tonight, though, every time that Scotty is reaching, he's taking off. Now, right here is a good kickoff right there, and then the fall down. Oops, watch out there.
And there is the reach-in foul by Pippen. With Jackson, with McKee, Antonio Davis, Miller, and Smits. Wennington trying to deny Smits, who's had only 4 shots in the game. Antonio Davis short. And underneath, Reggie Miller had it knocked away, and a Bulls foul.
Well, that was excellent anticipation by Reggie Miller. He was on the baseline trying to come off of the screen. When he saw that ball short, he elevated right between 2 Bulls and came down.
Michael Jordan with his second foul, and already the Bulls are in the penalty with 5:49 remaining in the third quarter. And Reggie Miller on the free throw line hits the first one. So you said Mullen and Smits have to get into the act. Mullen with 11 points on the bench now with 4 personals, but Smits only 4 shot attempts, has 6 points.
Well, they still have not been able to get him in a flow, Dick, but that's because they've been breaking the defense down and other people have opened up. Reggie Miller during the course of the year, an 87% foul shooter. So you know he's got to continue to take him off the dribble and try to get into the flow out of the half-court set.
Tied at 62, 5:40 to go in the third. Pippen with a runner, and it's an air ball. And here's Mark Jackson pushing it up, and he's in front of Pippen right now. Harper sticking with Miller, and here is Rodman on Smits in the low post.
You can't pick up your dribble, big fella.
And here is a good pass to Antonio Davis following the no-look pass from Derek McKee. That was the critical aspect, and the Pacers, who moments ago were down by 4, have regained the lead.
Rick Smits cannot pick up his dribble 1 bounce when he's not being double teamed, because then all of a sudden he can shoot over the top of Rodman at will.
Jordan defended by Miller, the double team with McKee. He has to give it up. Good ball movement. Bill Wennington from the corner. Ron Harper made the critical pass there. Good ball movement by Chicago, and we have another tie.
I'm always amazed at how Wennington can sit on the bench for so long, come in and always drill that first shot.
Jackson is short with the runner.
Look at
3-on-1 break. Pippen feeds Harper. Touch pass to Jordan. And a foul. Ron Harper doing a terrific job in the passing department the last 2 times down the floor for the Bulls.
Anytime that the Bulls are out there with Harper, Michael, and Pippen, you know that they are going to finish. And that's a big luxury. There are a lot of teams that fast break and end up with a poor percentage shot, and they cannot finish the break. But with the Bulls, they'll usually finish, or they're going to get fouled and get on the foul line.
Antonio Davis picking up his second personal. And Michael Jordan, 6 of 7 from the line, now has 20 points. He had 31 in the first game of the series after a 1 for 9 shooting first half, but he misses the second free throw, and the Bulls lead is 1.
Now you like to see the screen in the backcourt because that helps Mark Jackson, and then if he can get by, you're saving time in your half-court set.
9 on the shot clock. Jackson trying to keep Pippen away from batting the ball. 4 on the shot clock. And Derek McKee lets go with a long one. The rebound by Antonio Davis underneath. Great offensive rebound by Davis. Something the Pacers didn't do well at all in game 1.
Now you got to play 2-man right
Smith
there.
goes in and a foul is called as Wennington fouls Rick Smits.
There are 2 sets that Indiana, you know they can score on, and that is the 2-man game on the left side of the floor with either Miller and Smits or Mark Jackson and Smits, and then the screen and roll on the left side of the floor, because Chicago had a very difficult time defending that in game 1.
The improved offensive rebounding by Indiana. Smits hits the first. Well, join us on Friday for TNT's NBA Playoff Swan Song. We'll be at the Great Western Forum at 9:30 Eastern as the Utah Jazz take on the LA Lakers. Game 3 of the Western Finals, with the Jazz winning both of their games on their home floor, and an important game for the Lakers. Jackson on the bench. He has scored 8 points, but a far more productive game from the ball distributorship aspect. Missed free throw.
Steve Kerr is in the game now to match up with Best.
Normally Randy Brown has had that task, but Kerr in there now. Rodman leaves it for Jordan, gets a screen from Rodman and hits. Michael Jordan with 22 points. The Bulls by 2.
Well, that's what you call a split out of hitting the post. No backdoor or no screen in the lane. All they do is split the 2 guys out of the triangle.
But Kerr is guarding Travis Best. Randy Brown had been up before with his quickness to match quickness.
It's another foul on Rodman.
And a double foul on Antonio Davis and Dennis Rodman. Rodman gets his 4th as a result, and 3 on Antonio Davis.
Well, you can see Rodman has him locked. Antonio Davis, you're not allowed to just push a guy out of there, but Rodman locked his arms.
So Rodman has 4, as does Luke Longley, who's riding the bench right now for the Bulls, who lead by 2. Here is Smits, and that'll drop for him. Rick Smits not getting a lot of opportunities tonight, now has 9.
Yeah, but then now they're finally going to the guy. I mean, if you go to the guy, something good is going to happen. He can take Rodman and he can take Wennington as long as he keeps his dribble.
They're tied at 67 in game 2. Indiana trying to win on the Bulls home court, something they were able to do during the regular season. And Bill Wennington, again, he was not on the playoff roster a year ago, but does he have a very effective 18-foot jumper?
I tell you, he and Bruce were out here every night, 2 hours before the game, shooting and shooting and shooting.
Underneath McKee, defended by Wennington, and here come the Bulls, who are up by 2 with 2.5 minutes remaining in the third. Wennington this time doesn't make it, but Ron Harper keeps it alive. Boy, he's off to a great start in this series. And Jordan, determined to get a basket or a foul or both, will go to the line. A timeout coming up.
Now this is just great hustle by Ron Harper, who gets this ball back in play. And then right after this, we get Dennis Rodman laying one right on Reggie Miller as Reggie Miller was cutting down the lane.
Timeout. We'll be right back. We've got a good one going. The Bulls lead by 2 in the latter stages of the third quarter. Ron Harper had to have a arm treated when he dove for the loose ball, and he cut his arm on the board. So there was blood and being treated there. And with Dennis Rodman getting into foul trouble and not getting the job done early, Luke Longley in foul trouble. Harper leads the Bulls with 8 rebounds, 4 off the offensive glass tonight.
Now Harper had a great game in game 1 with not only the 15 points but the 5 rebounds and an excellent defensive job on Reggie Miller. Tonight he's Mr. Intangible. He's making things happen, Dick, and a lot of things that coaches and players appreciate but sometimes go unnoticed in the stat column.
You could say that about Ron Harper all year, unnoticed. When you talk about the Bulls in their effort, Jordan makes good on the free throw. They've got Jordan, Weddington, Rodman, Kerr, and Harper in there.
Well, this team is always at the top of their game early in the year. When Jordan was struggling, when Kukoc and Harper would come in between 12 and 15, they still could win because you had a missing ingredient, and that was Scottie Pippen, who missed 38 games. So those 2 guys with Jordan kind of carried this club along with Luke Longley from the offensive end.
3-point lead, and Rick Smith's hitting from the outside. That is a patented shot for him. So Smith starting to get into the scoring mood, has 11 points.
You got to take advantage of your cannons, and the one cannon definitely is Rick Smith.
They're guarded by Travis Best. Weddington finds Harper in the corner. 4 on the shot clock. Jordan goes up and is fouled. McKee tried to deny Michael Jordan and could not get a hold of the pass, so Michael will shoot.
Yeah, in a situation like that, if you miss the steal, and that's what he was trying for, then you have just really broken the heart of your defense. See, he's going to go for the steal. But why? Because it's Michael Jordan. With great hands, you know he's either going to score or get fouled.
Every member of the Pacers starting front line have 4 personal fouls. Mullen, Dale Davis, and Rick Smith. There is Scottie Pippen getting a breather. He has 16. Jordan, 8 of 11 from the free throw line, will be looking for his 25th point. Dickie Simpkins will replace Dennis Rodman in the Bulls lineup.
Now, the reason for that is Phil is trying to buy 1 minute and 39 seconds to keep Rodman with only 4 fouls. At the other end, I'm kind of surprised that they took Smits out at this time. Maybe because he's in a groove.
And replaced by Dale Davis. Or Pope, I should say. Mark Pope is in the game for Indiana. So it's 72-69. Under 1.5 minutes to go. Best gets it in there to Reggie Miller. And tipped up and in by Antonio Davis. 14 for Antonio Davis off the bench after a 12-point effort in game 1.
Yeah, the Davis boys have done a terrific job tonight in getting to the offensive glass when their player leaves them to help out on a offensive thrust to the basket.
Derek McKee now with 4 fouls. And Jordan on the line again. This appears to be one of those games, Hubie, where Michael Jordan is going to get to the line some 18 to 20 times, and that's how he's going to be getting his points tonight, apparently.
Well, he's 10 for 13 from the line right now. He's making a lot of catches in the post-up area of the triangle. Plus, anytime that they're hitting him on the wing, Dick, he is not waiting. He's taking it strong right to the rim.
Scott Burrell has replaced Bill Weddington, who gave the Bulls good mileage while he was in there. It is a 74-71 lead. The Bulls in front. Nearly a minute remaining in the third quarter. And a well-played game 2 as the Indiana Pacers looking to upset the Bulls on their court. Go home for 2, all even in the best of 7. Bulls have other ideas, however. McKee against Jordan and a foul. And Jordan now with his 3rd.
Yeah, I like that. You see, because you got to reward McKee. He's working hard defensively for you and go right at Michael. Now, Michael took on the challenge that time. You can see he's right down in there using his forearm in the back, which in the NBA is legal. Now, this is just a nice move by McKee. He takes it up. Mike, you got to remember now, McKee is 6'10" with very long arms.
First time at the free throw line makes good. 8 points for Derek McKee. And it was questionable as to how much he played tonight. He missed the 4th game of the last series against the New York Knicks with a strained right quadriceps tendon. Wasn't sure he could play in game 1 of this series, and only scored 4 points on Sunday, but he's played big tonight.
Well, like Larry told us, hey, he's only 75%, no doubt about it. I'll pick my spots, but I'm going to need him defensively.
And he has played well and played well on the road, which has not been his history necessarily. Here's Jordan using a Simpkins screen. Steve Kerr gets the offensive rebounding. And once again, the Bulls, he'll wear you down getting the 2nd and 3rd shot. Jordan pushed by McKee, not called, and finally a foul. Jordan was initially pushed by Derek McKee.
Anytime that you're coaching and you see guys launch long shots, you know that the ball is going to rebound long. And you always, it's like a pang in your heart when a guy like Steve Kerr comes in and gets a rebound at the foul line.
Free throw shooting pretty even as far as attempts, dead even as far as made. This is Jordan's 9th and 10th free throw attempts this quarter. And TNT original, Thicker Than Blood. It's a movie that deals with tough issues. A teacher fights for his students and wonders if they will live to see 18. Mickey Rourke stars in Thicker Than Blood. Premieres Sunday, May 31st at 8 o'clock only on TNT, the best movie studio on television. Jordan now with 29 points in the game. Under a half a minute remaining in the 3rd quarter. 14 on the shot clock for Indiana.
Oh, right here, you have Miller and Harper. Oh, that should have been a foul.
In a duel.
Ridiculous.
And the foul will be against Harper. Finally, and that'll be 3 on him.
I'll tell you what, Dick, you cannot allow an established offensive star like Reggie Miller to be mugged like this. What goes on here? You just can't. They can't even set the screen because of the pushing and then the grabbing here. That was not even called. None of that was called. Now you just can't have that. And then all of a sudden you give him a foul on that. That was nothing in comparison to the mugging as he was trying to set a screen.
Does the word makeup come to mind? Miller with the free throw now in double figures. Reggie Miller not the prolific scorer he has been. Keep in mind, averaging 21 points in the playoff. Misses the 2nd free throw. The Bulls still lead by 2, playing for the last shot of the 3rd quarter. After being down by 7 at the half, and Michael Jordan, as he did in the late stages,
you have time here now
of the first half, getting the basket, and time runs out. Jordan now, 31 points, and he scored 14 in the 3rd quarter. What else is new? The Chicago Bulls turning a deficit into an asset. And after 3 quarters, the Bulls lead the Indiana Pacers 78-74. And this is the time of the year when all of Chicago focuses on the Bulls as they go for their 6th NBA title in their 2nd three-peat. After 3 quarters, the Bulls lead the Indiana Pacers by a score of 78-74 with a rousing 33-point 3rd quarter for Chicago.
Now Indiana 48%, Chicago 44. 14 turnovers for Indiana, 4 for Chicago.
Travis Best hits from the corner. The Bulls come out with Steve Kerr. Tony Kukoc with the ball. Scottie Pippen back in there along with Dennis Rodman and Scotty Burrell. Here is the screen and roll. Not a good toss to Rodman, who nearly throws it away. And Jimmy Clark had to get away from that pass intended for Kukoc, who goes up. And Tony Kukoc looking a lot more aggressive tonight. Will go to the line to shoot 2.
In the first half, Indiana was terrific off the dribble, getting fouled, getting to the foul line. The second half, it's been all Bulls. The Bulls are taking the ball strong out of the triangle. As the clock is going down, they're attacking the basket, getting fouled, going to the line, and this will be their 30th and 31st foul shot attempts.
And it's been a repetitive story for the Bulls throughout the playoffs, where they have struggled at home, struggled in the first half, and then turned things around in the second half. As Michael Jordan with 31 on the bench. The Pacers right now with Mark Pope, Travis Best, Chris Mullin back in there, Antonio Davis, and Jalen Rose. We haven't seen him in a while.
That's right, Dick, in that 3rd quarter.
Sealed by Burrell.
Oh, my.
And a foul by Rose, and that will be 4 on Jalen Rose.
Now, this will be interesting because I thought he went for the block. Everybody wants out in front Two-shot foul. No flagrant foul. I definitely thought he went for the block. But right now, in this 7 offensive rebounds in the third quarter was a major for the Chicago Bulls. There it is, right? You can see he went for the block.
Scott Burrell, who played well in the first 2 series against the Nets and then the Charlotte Hornets. 2 points in 11 minutes in game 1. And that was his first point of this game, as you see his playoff numbers.
Well, you know, his minutes are down, mainly because Scottie Pippen is playing 41 minutes a game and staying out of foul trouble.
Bulls have their biggest lead, 6 points, with a minute gone by here in the fourth quarter. Pippen guarding Mullen with Jordan on the bench. And Rodman on the pickup. Mullen with a fall away and well executed by one of the better shooters in the league. Chris Mullen, who has 13 points, second to Antonio Davis's 14. Kukoc popping outside and hitting.
Well, he's on fire.
Yes, he is. 16 points for Tony Kukoc, who struggled in game 1, 2 for 11, but Kukoc has come out big in game 2.
He sure has. He's running to the open areas, and not only as soon as he makes the catch, he's looking for the shot.
Antonio Davis misses, and Burrell the rebound. 6-point lead. Kukoc leaves it, and there is Kerr for 3. Burrell setting up Kerr for 3, and Pippen and Antonio Davis nearly got into it.
Well, Antonio Davis, he was hit right in the right eye on the initial rebound, and he was holding his eye, and that's when Pippen tried to go for the steal.
Pacers trailing by 6. Their biggest lead was 9, late in the second quarter. Mark Pope seeing a lot more action tonight than he did in game number 1. Jalen Rose.
That's a good matchup. An excellent defensive matchup. Burrell on Rose. He's got the quick feet. He has the size, and he can stay with Rose off the dribble.
Rose can't get around him.
No.
Pippen picked up by Antonio Davis. Finds Kukoc. He's got the hot hand. Here's Kerr for 3 again, and this hits. Steve Kerr.
They've been waiting.
And the timeout called by Indiana. Somehow, some way, every year, Steve Kerr gets a big basket to put a dagger in someone's heart. This game has a long way to go, but we remember Utah last year in the finals.
This was just intelligent basketball. Tony Kukoc could have forced the shot. Instead, he kicked it right back to the money man. And you can see the big fella, 2-3, in appreciation. Now, right now, Kukoc has the ball in the corner. This man is running at him. Keep an eye on Travis Best, because as Kukoc dribbles, Travis Best rotates back to pick up a defender, opening up Steve Kerr. Now, keep an eye on this now. Now, watch Best. See, he rotates back to help out, and that was just an intelligent pass by Tony Kukoc.
So the Bulls getting some mileage for a change from their bench. Their starters playing a lot more. In the second half, the Bulls have a 9-8 edge. Michael Jordan back in the game, out 2.5 minutes this quarter, and the Bulls had a 9-4 edge while Jordan sat and get another turnover.
Now that's their 16th turnover, and it's really hurt.
Kukoc driving in, and Rodman trying to finish the job, can't. But the Bulls come out with the offensive board, and there is Pippen with it. Leading by 9, their biggest lead of the game. The Bulls increase their lead by 5 with Jordan on the bench. Kukoc missing across the lane. And here come the Pacers. And they've got to show some energy here. They've blocked some lately.
Yeah, they need a field goal, and then they also have to take care of their defensive rebounding.
Reggie Miller with a big basket as he went baseline to baseline and beat Tony Kukoc. Miller now with 12.
Well, they need him, and they also got to get Smith. Smith sat out a long while, Dick. And, you know, they were playing good basketball when he was in there.
Smith's playing with 4 personal fouls. But that is not that important now when you're trailing with 8 minutes to go. Jordan on the turnaround, missing from the baseline. And Indiana trying to narrow it again, down by 7. Mullen, Jackson, Antonio Davis, Miller, and Smits, and another turnover. And it looks like Indiana now with 17 turnovers. They're going to approach that 26 of game one.
Yeah, the quick hands of the Bulls, you know, in any kind of a trapping situation, is just stripping them and forcing the turnover.
Yeah, let's see. Longley gets called for his fifth personal foul with a reach-in on the drive. So Longley with 5. And let's see whether Phil Jackson makes a move here.
No, he doesn't have to. I mean, just stay with him. Let him go out there. If he should foul out of the game, you can come in with another big guy or just move Rodman in there. But then he'll be giving size to Smith.
Smith with a fake on Wennington. Tell you, Kukoc gets over to the field by Michael Jordan. The MVP for a 5th time. Awarded before the game by Commissioner David Stern. Michael Jordan. 33 points in the game. And Mullen coming back. And it's 89-82 in favor of the Bulls with 7 minutes to go. Longley. Mullen quickly out to Jackson. 3-on-1 now. Jackson and the middleman, Antonio Davis. And it was deflected out of bounds by Michael Jordan. So it is still Indiana's ball.
Keep an eye on this play right now. Mark Jackson gambles, and Michael Jordan playing 2 guys on the other side of the floor. Read the passing lane perfectly. And remember, before baseball, Michael was always in the top 3 in steals in the NBA.
Look at the big story. 17 turnovers by Indiana, and as a result, a 19-point edge in points off of the turnovers.
Yeah, fortunately with the turnovers, it isn't like they're bringing the ball up the court and grinding it out in half court. When Indiana turns it over, Chicago is out in transition, and they're either getting a score on a drive or they're getting fouled and making the foul shots.
Michael Jordan, by the way, and we're going to have a two-shot foul, because a foul while the ball was not inbounded is an automatic 2-shot foul, and Michael Jordan with the 4 steals is now the all-time career leader in playoff steals, as he has surpassed Magic Johnson. And notice who's number 3. He's playing tonight here too, Scottie Pippen. Bill Wennington with his 3rd personal foul, sending Reggie Miller to the line.
Indiana is still within excellent striking distance, especially when you have Miller and Mullen out on the floor who shoot such a high percentage in 3. Big thing for Indiana now is to cut down the turnovers and take care of their defensive rebounding. 1 shot attempt.
Mullen has 15. Miller and Antonio Davis each with 14 points. Here's Ron Harper, no shot there. 10 on the shot clock. Jackson gambling for the steal against Jordan. Missed the turnaround, but Harper on the other side. And Smits fouled by Ron Harper. Harper committing his 4th personal foul. Longley is the only player on either team with 5, and he's on the bench right now. Jackson will inbound. Jackson, Mullen, Smits, Antonio Davis, and Reggie Miller for Indiana.
Nice deflection by Pippen.
And Pippen arguing that it was last touched by Jackson, but it'll still be Pacers ball with 16 on the shot clock.
Pippen and Jordan are so quick to the loose balls. And also, Pippen, even though you get ahead of him, you always got to be careful because he's looking for the deflection from the rear on your dribble.
Smith's going strong. Blocked by Scottie Pippen. Pippen with the block. And that's one area where Indiana cannot match up with Chicago in the quickness department. The Bulls just have too much quickness for the Bulls.
Now you've got to go into Rick Smits when Bill Wennington is playing him from behind. And that time Mark Jackson was trying to get the ball into him. But all you have to do on the left side of the floor is pass the ball into the guy on the baseline side. And he would be having a field day down into. And you're going to see right there. You got the baseline side open. Give it to him on the baseline side.
Meanwhile, Mullen making good on the illegal defense technical free throw. Second call against the Bulls. Under 6 minutes remaining. Pacers trail by 4 points, trying to even the best of 7 and 1 apiece and steal one here at the United Center. And Pippen gets the ball away from Mark Jackson. Stuck with him. 2-on-1. Jordan fouled by Miller.
Reggie Miller wants it on the floor. He said, I fouled him on the floor. Take it on the side.
He'll get it that way.
Yeah, good foul. Now you're going to see it right here. See, watch Pippen get away with the bump and then the grab. There it is right there. See, once again, it's an all-defensive first-team guy, and then you're always going to get the non-call.
5 steals and 3 blocks for Scottie Pippen, but tonight for a change he's scoring as well with 16. Pippen for 3.
Yes.
19 now for Scottie Pippen. The lead is 7 for the Bulls. 5:20 remaining. Jackson having to labor against the defense of Scottie Pippen for the second straight game. Mullen against George gets it into Rick Smits, and they found the big guy inside. 13 for Rick Smits.
Well, Chris Mullen is playing in slow motion here tonight, and everything is coming up good. Anytime he dribbles down inside, he scores or he gets fouled.
Bill Wennington popping outside. 6 points off the bench for Bill Wennington.
What a contribution.
Yes.
Yes, indeed. He's had a terrific game.
Wennington, Mullen, and Jackson playing together on the St. John's Redmen in their college days. And now Rick Smits has hit 2 in a row. 15 points for Smits, and the Pacers are going to need him down the stretch.
Anytime Indiana runs a screen and roll, the roll guy is wide open. He was wide open in game 1, and he's open tonight. Unfortunately, they've stayed away from him. They have not run it that much.
But he has scored the last 2 times down for the Pacers. Michael Jordan driving against, you got Mark Jackson, and the foul with 4 minutes and 12 seconds remaining in the 4th. Jackson, his first foul.
Now Mullen just lays off a very nice pass here to Rick Smits in the center of your screen. Wennington stepped over to help him. Smits right to the front of the rim, made himself available. Now you know Rick Smits, that was a screen and spot up. And when he spotted up, the Chicago Bulls were late in their rotation.
We got a close one down the stretch. The Bulls leading 94-89. Leading 94-89. Once again, defense. Pesky, suffocating defense this way.
Yeah, now Michael does a good job staying behind Derek McKee here right now, and they end up with a, with a missed jump shot. Now, once again, they hit Derek McKee down inside, and because of the threat of the block, you miss an uncontested layup. Now, the rest of this is all like Scottie Pippen. Scottie Pippen is all over the place. Now, just watch as he strips right in here. You're going to see him. Here's another strip. And at this end of the floor, he's going to get away with a little grab here on Mark Jackson as he pulls him back.
Jordan on the free throw makes good on the first. Scottie Pippen and Michael Jordan have 9 steals between them tonight. 18 in the 2 games. And so now you know why they're ranked at the top defensively in the NBA. Jordan making the free throws, 15 of 18 from the line. So he's getting to that 20 mark with 4:09 remaining. 35 points for Michael Jordan. He had 31 in game 1. Miller using a screen from Smits. Off the mark, and Jordan the rebound.
Ron Harper right there, Dick. He was right there on Reggie on the initial screen when he came on the curl.
Bulls looking to match their biggest lead of 9 points. 3:45 to go. Pippen leaves it for Rodman. Falls off the rim. Mark Jackson guarded by Harper again. Smith setting the screen, and no one picked up Jackson. Oh, he missed the layup. He had an easy opportunity.
Yeah, that was tough. That's his favorite floater that he shoots up there, and it just hit a little too hard. Pacers needed that one.
Here's Pippen, picked up by Mullen, going strong to the basket, and a foul before the shot. And again, they have to separate Rodman, and that is the 15th foul against the Pacers, and the Bulls will be shooting. Bulls still have 1 foul to give, meanwhile.
Just keep an eye on this as Pippen makes his move. There was the bump. Yeah, and sure, Mullen got the block, but the bump was early. You have Antonio Davis and Pippen in a little bit of a chicken fight.
Chris Mullen now with 5 personal fouls. Mullen with 16 points is the leading scorer. 4 players in double figures for Indiana. And Pippen misses both free throws, and Chris Mullen beats Weddington, his former college teammate, to the ball.
Got to make it happen here.
Winding down to 3 minutes remaining, 7-point lead in favor of the Bulls. Jackson leaves it for Smits, and Rick Smits makes no mistake, and the lead is down to 5. And a timeout for the moment. Luke Longley is going to come back into the game with his 5 personal fouls at the next break.
Yeah, they couldn't bring him in the game, mainly because he was not at the scorer's table.
2:45 now on the clock. Harper in the corner. Indiana trying for the upset and send the series back to Market Square Arena, all even in 1 apiece. Michael Jordan with a big turnaround. 37 points for Michael Jordan. And it's a 98-91 lead as the Bulls keep the Pacers at arm's length with less than 2.5 to go in the 4th. Mullen comes back with 2. And the sharpshooters are out in force tonight. 18 for Chris Mullen.
It's nice to see the people who can stick it.
Yes.
And shoot the big ball. Oh, what a gamble by Mark Jackson.
And he leaves it for Miller. Miller for 2. That's a 2-point basket for Reggie Miller. But the lead is now 3. And Mark Jackson made it happen.
That was just an incredible gamble by Mark Jackson. And then Reggie Miller could not stop. That's why he stepped over the line on that shot.
Under 2 minutes remaining here in the 4th quarter. Jordan. And it goes for him. The Pacers are claiming there was offensive interference above the cylinder, but Michael Jordan has 39 points. And it is a 195 Chicago lead. And a foul called against Scottie Pippen. That'll be 4 on Pippen.
Yeah, they'll take it on the side. Now look at this gamble by Mark Jackson. He just rips it right away from Harper. Now as he kicks back, Reggie Miller's momentum just could not keep him behind that 3.
That was the 4th team foul. The Bulls and the Pacers, neither team with a foul to give with 1:35 remaining.
They have Longley in there now. Bigger body on Smits.
Miller double team. Smits to Jackson. Rodman picking up Jackson on the switch. 9 on the shot clock. Smits finds an opening. Loose ball. Longley has it. Big rebound for the Bulls.
Big rebound. And Rick Smits just had a bad angle on that shot.
He got by Pippen. But he was going to his left.
Both teams have 3 timeouts and a 20.
Michael Jordan with a fall away. Oh, what a shot by Michael Jordan. And that may be the exclamation point for the Chicago Bulls. They're up by 7. Under a minute to go. MVP. And the crowd chanting that now.
Watch how he loses his balance. He's going to lose his balance right here. His feet go out from under him right there. And he's able to recover, elevate, and put it down.
41 points for Michael Jordan, and that is his playoff high for this season. Points, 24 of his 41 here in the half, and this is a playoff high for him. 41 points tonight for this season. Mullen inbounding to Jackson, and the Pacers are going to need some offense in a hurry. Jackson trying to get it to Smith. Tipped away, and the Bulls have it, and a foul against Indiana, and time really running out for Indiana now.
Dick, that was a great defensive play by Luke Longley, because he was coming in to help out on Mark Jackson, and then when the ball was floated, he was able to recover and get the block of that pass.
One of the things you said the Pacers had to do, cut down on turnovers. 26 in game 1. That was their 20th tonight.
And you look at it, Dick, and we keep bringing it up time and time again, the amount of points that Chicago has scored over, and it's into the 20s now, all because of the turnovers. And then the lack of taking care of their defensive rebounding in the second half.
104 to 95, matching their biggest lead of the game, 9 points. As you see the turnover story, and the Bulls pressing the Pacers all over the floor. And Jackson fires away, misses a three. Michael Jordan tears the ball away from every blue shirt. What an effort that was.
You know, they're good. They're good at running down the clock.
Rodman fires it up and misses.
Just as I said, that he takes a three.
Well, that was Dennis. And Jackson throws behind the Mullen, makes sure he's behind the arc, misses a three. Time running out. Again, keep in mind, as Miller goes up and misses and is fouled, that the Chicago Bulls, in their history, have never lost a playoff series when they have won their first 2 games. And they're going to make it 2-0 over the Indiana Pacers in the Eastern Conference Final. 15 series, 2-0, they have never lost. And the Pacers now faced with having to win 4 out of 5, a daunting task against a team that seems to rise to the occasion from series to series, Hubie.
Yeah, they find all different ways to get it done. And the story in this series now has been their defense and their transition game with the execution. Then a little exclamation mark, their offensive rebounding as always.
Bulls scoring 53 points on turnovers in the first 2 games, and that says it all. Time is going to run out, and the Chicago Bulls have defeated the Indiana Pacers with a big second half. Michael Jordan with 41 points. Scottie Pippen added 21. And the defense again front and center for the Chicago Bulls. The final score here at the United Center, the Bulls 104, the Pacers 98. And we'll go to Market Square Arena with the Bulls up 2-0. Let's check in with Craig Sager.